Hello, my dear listeners, and welcome back to the Kapeel Gupta Career PodShow. And today, I want you to imagine something very simple. You're standing under a flyover in Delhi, crossing a bridge in Mumbai, entering a hospital in Bengaluru, or looking up at a tall tower in Dubai. Most people see cement, steel, and glass, but one person sees load, balance, stress, wind, vibration, safety, and life. And that person is a structural engineer. A structural engineer helps make sure buildings, bridges, and other structures are strong enough, stable enough, and safe enough to stand for decades under real world forces like people, equipment, wind, and earthquakes. The Institution of Structural Engineers say structural engineers design buildings so they can support loads and stay stable against forces like wind, and BLS says civil engineers plan, design, and supervise the construction and maintenance of buildings and infrastructure projects. So, if you're a student who likes physics, maths, design, and real world problem solving, this career can be deeply satisfying. It is not only about drawing columns and beams, it's about protecting lives, it's about creating structures that millions of people use without even realizing the intelligence behind them. And that is why structural engineering is one of those careers where your work becomes part of everyday life. I'm Kapeel Gupta, career coach, life mentor, and founder of Study Abroad Academy. I empower students, parents, and conscious professionals to design a fulfilling life and career by aligning their minds, values, and aspirations. And I do it with coaching, mindset work, and the game changing power of graphotherapy because students deserve more than just guidance, they deserve transformation. So let us first talk about scope because passion is beautiful, but students and parents also want to know whether the future is strong. In India, the scope is clearly supported by the country's infrastructure push. PIB reported that India's total infrastructure spending had risen to 10 lakh crores in 2023-24, and another PIB note said the pace of national highway construction had increased from about 11.6 kilometer per day in 2013-14 to about 34 kilometers per day in 2025. IBEF also says India's infrastructure sector is seeing robust demand in 2025, driven by higher investments and integrated planning. When a country is building roads, metros, airports, bridges, commercial spaces, housing, industrial facilities, and urban infrastructure at this scale, structural engineers are not optional, they are central. That means a structural engineer in India can find opportunities with building design firms, infrastructure companies, EPC firms, metro and rail projects, bridge engineering, industrial structures, high rise construction, structural retrofitting, seismic design, consulting, public works, and inspection of audit work. Even research areas in IIT Bombay's Structural Engineering Group reflect how the field is evolving, with work in earthquake engineering, bridge engineering, risk and reliability, resilience, machine learning, deterioration, and seismic performance. So, this is not a stagnant profession, it is modernizing. Abroad, the career is just as strong. In the United States, BLS projects 5% growth in civil engineering employment from 2024 to 2034, with about 23,600 openings per year on average. And it directly links future demand to continued infrastructure investment and the need to upgrade bridges, roads, water systems, buildings, and other structures. The Structural Engineering Institute of ASCE also frames the profession around public safety, risk management, sustainable use of resources, and innovative technologies. In simple words, the world will keep needing safe structures. So, yes, the scope is real in India and abroad. As cities expand, infrastructure ages, climate risks rise, and safety standards become more important. Structural engineers remain highly relevant. So, this is one of those careers where civilization itself keeps creating the demand. So, now let us make the job feel real. A structural engineer is the person who asks, will this stand safely before a structure is built, altered, or repaired? The Institution of Structural Engineers describes structural engineers as highly skilled, creative professionals who design the strength and stability of buildings and bridges. BLS says civil engineers analyze plans, consider regulations, analyze soil and materials, estimate cost feasibility, use design software, oversee construction, and ensure projects comply with safety rules and design specifications. So imagine a normal day. In the morning, you may review drawings, structural loads, and site conditions. And you may run analysis software to check whether a beam, slab, frame, or foundation will behave safely. Later, you may sit with architects, geotechnical engineers, contractors, or MEP teams to resolve conflicts between design intent and construction reality. On another day, you may visit a site, inspect reinforcement, review concrete quality, or verify that the structure is being executed as designed. Some days are deeply technical, some are collaborative, some are problem solving under pressure. And this is the part of many students do not realize. Structural engineering is not only about new construction, it's also about strengthening old buildings, assessing damage, improving seismic resilience, designing for blast, vibration, corrosion, fatigue, and climate stress, and using smart tools like finite elements, monitoring, and data analytics. Stanford Structural Engineering master's description includes hazard risk, reliability, structural sensing, monitoring, and data analytics for the built environment. IIT Delhi's MTech curriculum includes advanced structural analysis, finite elements, structural dynamics, earthquake analysis and design, and theory of concrete structures. And this is serious, high value work. And now comes the big student question. How do you become one? The most common path starts with PCM in class 11th and 12th, followed by BTech or BE in civil engineering or a closely related field. BLS says civil engineers typically need a bachelor's degree in civil engineering or a related field. After that, many students specialize through an MTech, MS, or research degree in structural engineering, especially if they want higher in design analysis, consultancy, bridge work, earthquake engineering, or research roles. To succeed here, you need strong fundamentals in maths, mechanics, structural analysis, strength of materials, concrete design, steel design, and geotechnical basics. But that is not enough. You also need problem solving, decision making, organization, attention to detail, software fluency, and the ability to balance safety, cost, and practicality. BLS specifically highlights decision making, interpersonal skills, math skills, organizational skills, and problem solving skills for civil engineers. And those are not small things. A structural engineer may literally make decisions that affect whether a school, bridge, or hospital is safe. And if you talk about strong options in India, IIT Delhi is an excellent name because it runs a dedicated MTech in structural engineering. IIT Bombay is another strong choice, with structural engineering faculty working in earthquakes engineering, bridges, fragility, resilience, deterioration, impact resistant structures, and machine learning linked structural applications. ISC's Bengaluru is excellent for advanced civil engineering study and research, with strong foundational advanced training through its civil department. Abroad, some very strong choices are Stanford, with the structural program covers structural analysis, hazard risks, mechanics, sensing, monitoring, and analytics. Imperial College London, where MSc in General Structural Engineering gives advanced training in the design, analysis, assessment, and evaluation of concrete, steel, and composite structures, and UC Berkeley, whose structural engineering, mechanics, and materials program focuses on structural analysis and design, structural mechanics, and materials in structures and construction. These are the kinds of places where a student can develop real technical depth. And now, let us come to the salary question. In India, Glassdoor reports that the average salary for a structural engineer is about 6.43 lakhs per year, with a typical range of about 4.35 lakhs to 9.71 lakh, and top reported earners around 13.98 lakhs. For structural design engineers in New Delhi, Glassdoor shows an average of about 6.5 lakhs a year, with higher upside for stronger experience and metro market demand. That tells us the pay is respectable and improves meaningfully with skill, software capability, sector, and experience. Abroad, the numbers are stronger. In the United States, Glassdoor reports an average structural engineer salary of about $134,000 per year, while BLS says the broader civil engineer median annual wage was $99,590 in May 2024. In UK, Glassdoor reports an average of about £37,800 per year. In Canada, Glassdoor reports about 81,700 Canadian dollars per year for structural engineers. So yes, internationally, this can be a financially attractive engineering career, especially when you grow into senior design, project leadership, seismic or bridge specialization, or consultancy. The deeper truth is, structural engineering rewards competence. The more trusted you become with complex design, code compliance, software, judgment, and multidisciplinary coordination, the more valuable you become. So, what should you remember from today's episode? A structural engineer is not just a civil engineer with a calculator. A structural engineer is someone who protects people through design. This is a career for the student who likes maths but also wants tangible impact, who enjoys analysis but also wants real world application, and who wants a profession where public safety, creativity, and technical excellence meet each other. As India expands its infrastructure and the world upgrades and maintains existing assets, structural engineers remain deeply relevant. So, if you're the kind of student who looks at a bridge and wonders how it carries so much load, or looks at a tower and asks how it resists wind and earthquakes, do not ignore that curiosity. That may not be random fascination, it may be a career goal. Structural engineering is one of those professions where your ideas do not stay on paper, they become part of the world. And now, let me speak directly to the student or parent listening to this episode. If today's episode on structural engineering opened your mind to a career you had never seriously considered before, imagine how many more right fit careers may still be hidden from you. The right career is not found through guesswork, pressure, or random opinions. It's found through clarity. If you're confused about your career path, your subject choices, your college roadmap, or your future direction, connect with me for my career counseling program. I help students understand their strengths, discover careers that truly fit them, and move forward with confidence. Whether you're interested in engineering, design, research, study abroad, or a niche future ready path like structural engineering, I can help you decode what is right for you. Message me today and let's find the career path that's truly meant for you. Your dream career was never lost, it was simply unread. Let us decode it together.